Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Tim's Tutorials. This is tutorial 8, number 8, and we're going to be going over props. Props are something that is a part of this game that can really bring to life your claims and different things in there to make it look a little bit more homely or a little bit more realistic in some fashions. And it's all about gathering materials to make them. And I'm going to kind of go over some of the small things you can do with them. And to get us rolling on this, let's go ahead and show you how to make props. And that's right here, that Tinker's Workshop that we made back in episode 7, which was the workshop video. Now, if we come in here, we have recipes. And if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see it starts out at decoration, furniture, light sources, interactive, mover, game tables, tree, rock, and plants. Now, these are pretty much the basic drop downs for props. Now, the interface may change a little bit over time, and so I have to warn people there may be slight modifications to this, but the basic principle should still remain the same over time. But inside of here, we have like prop decorations, and we can drop this down, and there's everything from skulls to, vases to little seashells, and even further down we have, like cups and, glasses. There's pipes for sci-fi builds, different things you can do with those things. We have pillows. We have, all kinds of different crates and rugs and kegs, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on of all these different things you can make. You can even make chain and rope, different types of rope, curved rope, straight rope. I mean, it keeps going on and on and on. And as long as you have the materials to make these items, it's fairly easy to get your hands on it. Now, some of these materials, such as the rope, requires like woven jute. Now, jute in its basic form, is a plant. So you'll have to go out and gather those plants for that particular type of material and convert it over into the woven version, and you can do that in one of the other stations. At this point, we're just going to show you how to make just a prop. We're going to put it in the world, and we're going to make something out of it. So I'm just going to kind of be scrolling down through this, and I'm going to see if I can find something that I have. There's little cutting boards. There's a roast. I can make something out of it, possibly. And let's go down into the other sections and see what I can find in there. We've got prop furniture. Let's see what we can make out of this. There we go. A wooden bench. Now, a wooden bench by itself is not that much. It's really not much at all. But you can take these, and let's go ahead and make 2 of these, and let's craft them. But most of the time, these props that you have created, now let's go into our inventory. You can see, there it is. There's our 2 benches that we created. Essentially, if I right click on this and I place it down in the world, it's just a bench. But most of these props have multiple uses. You can use them for a whole bunch of different things. Everything from taking more than one of these. Let's stack this. Go ahead and confirm. I might be able to make a staircase out of this. And it's just about, maneuvering it and going into tweak mode and moving this around to get it exactly the way I want. But there's a chance I can make a staircase out of this just by stacking them. So, or I could use this as, turn it on its side, put it into a wall, and use it like a banding that goes around, maybe some type of a building or something. And so there's all different kinds of uses for all the different props. And as you can tell, we have, when we right click these props, they actually are interactive. We can actually go into that tweak mode, so we can move it around, rotate it, and be able to fine tune its location. We can pick them up, which if I pick them up, it goes back into my inventory. We got also, if I have another one of those items in my bag, duplicate allows me to put another one of that given prop back in the world. And then you have reposition, which goes back into the basic putting it down into the world mode. It's not tweak mode. It's more of a just moving it around type of a selection. And you can see I can just come in here and kind of play with it to do stacking and stuff. Now, there's all different kinds, and I've already picked up quite a few here just by doing the cave spelunking, or go down in the caves, open up chests, and that sort of thing. And a lot of times you can find props there, and you don't have to actually pay for them or with materials, but it is totally random which ones you get. But I'm going to just pull out the ones that I've picked up so far, which there's a table. I've got a chair, and I can size this. If I go into tweak mode, I can click this button and actually increase its size or decrease its size, so I can fit it the way I want. I can go into my actual rotation where I can kind of fine tune and adjust it. And this right here just does your standard movements. And we hit check. So I've got my table and chair, and here I've got a desert painting. And let's go ahead and kind of put this into the world. I'm on the edge of my claim here, so it's not exactly letting me go too far outside of it. It's hitting the outside wall of my claim and stopping. Now if I hold control in this particular mode that I'm in right now, if I hit control and hold it down, click and drag it up and hit check, it allows me to place it into tweak mode without putting it down and then doing the right click to go into tweak mode. Okay. And then I also have some different types of pillows. And there's also trees and other like plants and animals, or not animals yet, but there are plants in here. We have trees, we have rocks, we have plants, and as long as you have the material, you can make all these things, and you can really spice up a building just by placing plants around the outside to make it look like there's been a gardener in there and actually done some landscaping of some sort. We also have your interactives and movers. Interactives are pretty cool, such as the doors. If I craft out a door here, these interactives are really awesome for some cases. If we take this door and we place it into the world, and if I mouse over it, you'll notice it goes green, and I can click on it and it'll actually open and close just like a regular door would. And there's all different kinds of interactive pieces and moving props in the game so far, and they're constantly adding to it. And then of course you have light sources, and light sources have different types of effects, and everything from this andiron, which is very commonly used for like fireplaces, or shrinking it down and just to get the fire effect that comes off of it. There are just all different types of stuff in here, but I'm going to just use the stuff that I actually have, like a standing torch. And I've actually already got some here, so I don't really have to create them, and you can see it requires certain items. But let's go in here, and these light sources are really cool because, like I said, a lot of them have these particle effects and fire and smoke and different things that you can use to help kind of give your build a more realistic feel. Now let's double click this, and you can see I've got that particle effect of these little sparklies coming off of it. We've got the smoke and we have the fire. Now, if I go into the tweak mode, I can increase the size of this thing and make it even bigger, and I can use that for something else, of some nature. I've also seen people actually take these torches and make lattice work, that goes across, porches and stuff like that. The only downside of that is when people come over, they'll have the ability to click on them, and all of a sudden it looks like your whole entire place is on fire. But we can click on those items and turn them on and turn them off, and that makes them the interactive type. Also, this gets into the next really big thing for Landmark is we have the ability to make our claims into PvP arenas, and that's right here at the game tables. And they have all the different types of game PvP games that are currently in the game right now, which is zone control, deathmatch, and team deathmatch. And as long as you got the materials, you can make these items, place it into the world, and when you click on this table, it gives you a bunch of options, and such as placement of different parts of those games into your world of your PvP area. So we have that. And that's pretty cool. And then we have the movers, which are flingers and teleporters and different little things like that here in the game. Let's see what else we got here. Like I said, we got trees and rocks, and like I said, let's go ahead and make a boulder here, or something really big. Let's make that one. And if I right click this, I can rotate this thing and place it in the world. And there we go. We now have a rock in the world that we can use for some kind of ornamentation, or surround the outside of the building, just to make it look like it's coming up out of the ground. Different things, and it's up to your imagination how you use it. And with that is the end of props. And definitely get out there, make a few, play with them. It will definitely bring a new level to your builds, and really bring to life what it is that you're trying to create in the world. And that ends episode 8, props. And I'll see you on the next tutorial.